everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards, and dice. My name's Michael, and today we continue on our journey through Kingdom Death Monsters campaign. Lantern Year 27. We are just creeping closer and closer to the end game. Far out, it has been an epic journey. We're continuing on today with our survivors taking on the Screaming Antelope. We're doing this for resources and, of course, glory, but the main thing is I want to build some really cool gear that we can use to take to our final encounters. It's going to be an epic one indeed, so let's dive straight in. Alright guys and gals, so we're starting off with Lex here. She's got the full set of leather armor here, which allows her to ignore bash. Fantastic. And to top it off, she's got the unconscious fighter fighting art, which means it takes 7 bleeding tokens to kill her rather than just the plain old 5. Now, having a look at her gear grid, she's got the final lantern, which means she's going to be starting off this encounter with the death dice. This, in combination with her Horripilation card, is going to allow her to use some of the pulse discoveries that we've researched back at the settlement, which give us like extra rolls or extra movement at this stage. But there are other powers on there that we just haven't unlocked yet. Now we've got the Lucky Charm over here, which gives us +1 luck, which is going to combo very nicely with the Zanbato. I always forget this thing is deadly, which means we gain +1 luck when attacking with that. Because I'm pretty sure this is the only thing we're going to be attacking with. I'm going to go ahead and put a luck token on there just to help with the old memory, because yeah, not very good at that one. We've also got the connected red affinity and a green affinity here, which unlocks its ability Devastating 1. Whenever you wound, inflict 1 additional wound. Brilliant. The leather braces and mask give us a little bit of survival and insanity on departing, and then the dried Arcanthus as well boosts the survival as well, but we can also discard that if we get a severe injury to ignore it. Looking forward to getting her out. She's at 2 weapon proficiency for the grand weapon. This encounter is going to knock her into specialization. Woo! Next survivor out, we have Valentine, and she is rocking the full set of lantern armor. This is an epic set of armor indeed. You feel invincible on arrival, gain survival up to the survival limit, and the extra weight is great leverage. All clubs in your gear grid gain sharp, which means we get to roll 1d10 strength every time we roll to wound. Something I've forgotten to do, but we'll pick up on very nicely this encounter. Now, thanks to the Phoenix encounter last ep, we got the Timeless Eye fighting art, which means your attack roll is a perfect hit on a 9 or a 10. It's not going to be very useful for us. Oh, actually, it might be. Yeah, well, this combos nicely with the Skull Cap Hammer on a perfect hit. The monster is dazed and gains a -1 speed token until the end of its turn. A monster can be dazed once per round. So that's pretty cool. We might have to start surging at the beginning of the monster's activation to get an attack in just to, prevent it from dealing too much damage. What do you say? Now, as for the gear grid stuff, we've got the Skullcap Hammer, very nice. We've got the brand new oxidized Lantern Helm. Oh, I love this thing. It allows us to keep the original ability of the Lantern Helm, which was pretty much made us deaf, but gave us a -1 accuracy token. This thing here allows us to ignore any effects that target non-deaf survivors, which essentially makes us deaf, but it doesn't come with that -1 accuracy token. Oh yeah. Now this gives us a blue affinity on the Lantern Curious, which just helps unleash a number of things. On the Lantern Curious, when you depart, we add 3 armor to all hit locations with the metal armor keyword. And that is all of our armor. So our basic armor goes up to 8 points and our oxidized Lantern Helm goes up to 9. We are essentially, I don't want to say it, but invincible with this stuff on. It does give us a -2 to movement, but we counteract that with the connected affinities on the Lantern Greaves, giving us that +2 movement back. We are working so efficiently with this stuff on. Over here we get +2 accuracy with club weapons. I'm going to use tokens for that. Means our base roll is going to be a 5+ there. Very nice. And then over here, we've got a +1 to strength just for wearing the monster tooth necklace, but we get an additional +1 for those red affinities as well. That is a very good looking gear grid. Next up, I'm bringing our red savior Fury. Now, we haven't seen her since the Watcher encounter, but I thought we'd bring her out just so we can get a couple of hunt XP on her. Chances are we're going to be making use of her in one of our final encounters. We've got a lot of tough encounters coming up, and I want her ready to go. Now, she doesn't have any fighting arts, any disorders, not even any weapon proficiency points, so we're pretty much starting with a basic level survivor here. However, she's got some insane stats. +1 to accuracy, +5 to strength, and +2 to evasion. She is an absolute champion. Now, for being a savior, she's got a very, very super powerful ability called Keratosis. Before making an attack roll, you may declare Keratosis in a loud, booming voice. If you do, you gain a number of automatic hits based on a number that you say after Keratosis. Yes, it has to be booming. The number cannot be more than your total red affinities. And for us, that is going to be 2 for our max affinities. Now, I know you can only see 1 on the gear grid here, but she comes with 1 permanent red affinity either way. Now, she comes with a few drawbacks. She gains an additional hunt XP in the aftermath, so she'll gain 3 points at the end of this one, and she may not wear any other keyworded gear. Oh, whoa, we can't use the Antelope mask, can we then? What shall we pick instead? Let's throw in the frenzy drink. Yeah. Anyway, she's going to be a lot of fun, that's for sure. Now, for the gear grid stuff, well, she's wearing the Screaming Armor right here. Now, it comes with the Skewer ability, which we can use after our slam, whereby we would spend a movement to full move forward in a straight line, essentially charging with our weapon. If you move 4 or more spaces and stop adjacent to a monster, it suffers knockback 1 and gains a -1 toughness until the end of turn. Now, the Skewer ability allows us to spend our activation to move 1 space and activate a melee weapon with +2 strength. And if we wound with a spear, we apply that wound result to the next selected hit location this attack. Hopefully we get to see it in full swing today, but yeah, a very cool ability indeed. What else? So we've got the Lance of Longinus here, which is a wonderful weapon. Each showdown, the first time you wound, the monster gains a -1 toughness token. Very, very cool indeed. She's going to be making it a lot easier for our other survivors to wound because, well, the Antelope has a ton of toughness. We have a Scream ability up here. What else have we got? Gain some insanity on arrival. We can place Arcanthus plants. We gain a little bit of extra armor thanks to the shield and the ability to block. There is so much good stuff going on here. Let's hope it all pays off. Our last survivor heading out today is Ender. Now, he's sort of another blank slate. He's only got 2 hunt XP and no fighting arts disorders or anything like that. Except for the fact that he's allowed to carry the Twilight Sword, as he's the descendant of Orin, who is the descendant of... who was that? Anyway, he is one of our Twilight Knights in training, right? Now, he's got the full set of Phoenix armor going on here, which gives him a charge ability, which is a very cool ability, which allows us to boost our attack strength by any number of spaces that we move. And I promise you'll be seeing that one today. Now, he's got weapon specialization with the Twilight Sword here. Now, he's got, what, rank 3? Yeah. Now, this doesn't work the same way as normal specializations, but at rank 2, he's able to ignore the cumbersome trait. At rank 4, he gains more abilities, but we're not quite there yet. Just having a quick look at the Twilight Sword here. If you haven't seen it, this thing is a doozy. It's only 1 speed and has a really weird way of determining accuracy. It's essentially 9 minus your Twilight Sword proficiency, so it's going to be hitting on 6 pluses for us. But this thing also comes with 9 strength, which is insane. Unfortunately, though, it is slow, cursed, cumbersome, sentient, and irreplaceable. But like I said, we do get to ignore that cumbersome trait there. After this battle, though, it's going to be way more powerful than before. Now there's a couple of abilities floating around on the Phoenix gear here. Off the Phoenix helm we have a connected blue affinity and red and green affinities down the bottom here. If insane at the start of the showdown, gain a +1 evasion token. Currently he has 10 points of insanity, so that will work out very nicely. And then with the Phoenix placard down here, if insane, ignore the first hit each round and suffer 1 brain damage instead. Lovely. Oh, actually, on departing, he's going to gain 2 more insanity. I better update that now. And that's pretty much it for him. He's also got this random little, the first aid kit. Now this is going to probably save our butts today. On arrival, it grants all survivors +3 survival, which is awesome. I have a habit of losing all survival during the hunt phase, and this is the thing that keeps us alive, basically. It also has an activation ability, remove 1 bleeding or negative attribute token from yourself or an adjacent survivor. If we happen to suffer any bleeding, well, this is going to help. Yeah. I should probably also mention a weapon specialization that belongs to all of our survivors. Fist and Tooth. You may stand if knocked down at the start of the monster's turn or the start of the survivor's turn. I happen to use this thing so often, and I just want to say that we have this. Yeah. All right, that's it. Let's hit that hunt board. All right, time to hit the road. Let's go. Start with our very first Screaming Antelope encounter, the dead antelope. The survivors are struck by the scent of rotting meat wafting from a hulking corpse ahead. The event revealer may lead the survivors to investigate, and if they do, gain 1 random vermin resource, 2 random Screaming Antelope resources, and roll 1d10. On a result of 7 or more, the survivors are startled by the arrival of the antelope's killer, a white lion. End the hunt now. Start a showdown with a white lion 1 level higher than the quarry, or the highest level available using its setup rules. Add a dead monster terrain card to the showdown. If they don't investigate, we roll a random hunt. You know what? I'm going to go for it here, guys. So what if we have to start the encounter now? We're in a pretty good position to take on a white lion. 0 injuries right now, so let's give it a shot. 7+ we fight. Under that, we just gain a bunch of resources. Under R. That's a shame. All right, so well, you know, it's not a shame. We do get some pretty sweet resources here. A beast steak and a shank bone. Lovely. We also gain a vermin. Now, what have I done with them? All right, so we gain a lonely ant. We can consume this guy and archive the card to swap our insanity and survival values over. Not bad at all. Good haul. All right, let's move in to our next, well, our first random encounter. Roll them dice and we get a 63. All right, feet. The stone faces ahead are replaced by an expanse of stone feet sprouting from the ground. The survivors walk soul to soul with the feet. If any survivor is insane, they are convinced they have reached the underside of the world. They clutch the ground for dear life, terrified of falling off. Their raucous terror slows the survivors and attracts unwanted attention. Roll once on the hunt event table for each insane survivor before moving on the hunt board. Wow. If any of these rolls result in feat, ignore it and re-roll. If all survivors are insane, they fall off the underside of the world. The survivors are dead unless the settlement chose survival of the fittest. If they did, the survivors bite down hard on the feet. Their teeth grind against stone as they refuse to let go. At once, the feet shatter, revealing ordinary stone faces beneath. Set all survivors' insanity to 0. Each survivor suffers the shattered jaw, severe head injury, and do not roll any additional hunt events caused by feet. Wow, that is just too much. We have 3 out of 4 insane survivors. Our red savior, Fury, she's keeping everyone grounded, so to speak. So that's going to be 3 more rolls on the random hunt table. Why didn't we get the roll for the white lion? This could have been so much easier. Oh. All right. First of them, 73. Golden Ember. The way forward is blocked by dense gold-flaked smoke. If the survivors have a final lantern, it guides them through the smoke without any trouble. End this event. Well, we do. And that's it. I'm not going to read any more of that. I'm going to keep that for whenever that happens, because that looks insane. Okay, cool. So that's one of our rolls done. Two more and we can get off this footed area. 41. Nightmare. The event revealer dreams of the upcoming hunt. The great beast vanishes during their battle and secretly follows them back to the settlement. They helplessly watch as it devours all they know and love. The event revealer gains 1d10 insanity and a -1 evasion token. If the settlement has a savior, they appear in the dream and defend their home. The event revealer gains +1d5 survival. Cool. If no survivor in the settlement or hunting party has a twilight sword, the event revealer envisions a maniacal version of themselves wielding the blade and gleefully slaughtering the beast. They awake to find a twilight sword at their side, humming gently against their body. Instinctively, the survivor recognizes the weight of the weapon's curse and the promise of its power. The event revealer gains the twilight sword rare gear, and they may also select the twilight sword as their weapon proficiency type and gain +1 weapon proficiency with the weapon. That is an epic piece of hunt event. Well, as always, I didn't pick an event revealer, and so it's only going to go to the person carrying the final lantern. I guess she guided us through the smoke to here, so it's only fitting. So that is a -1 evasion token, 1d10 insanity, 8 points. Wow, we're up to 15 there. And then 1d5 survival. We're already sitting at max survival, so that one's not going to matter. Now, of course, that second part of the hunt event doesn't go off because we do have someone with the Twilight Sword, and they are with us, so that's kind of cool. What am I doing? We have one more random hunt event before we can leave. This is number 70. We have the Tomb of Excellence. The survivors find a serene, luxurious tomb, immaculate in its construction and condition. Elegant murals decorate the walls, depicting glorious victories over the very monsters the survivors are hunting. The survivors are baffled by its presence, and the event revealer investigates and rolls 1d10. All right, we're going to pass the event revealer on down the line because that's the only way I can keep handling this. It's going to be Ender, and we roll. It's nice to see something pretty for once, eh? All right, that wasn't so bad. Our survivors are free of the footed stone ground, and we move to our next hunt event. What do we got? The Devoured Grounds. The stone-faced ground is littered with the leavings of ravenous passing beasts. Half-eaten arcanthus plants are strewn everywhere. If any survivor has 3 or more understanding, the survivors may skip the next hunt phase. That'd be nice, but... Oh, Valentine coming to our aid there. Valentine has 3 understanding, so we're skipping that next random hunt. Good job. All right, on to our next one, the final hunt space before overwhelming darkness. I never look forward to this. We roll 55. Mudslide. A flash mudslide sweeps the survivors away. Each survivor rolls 1d10. If any survivor has a whip, they catch it around a pillar-shaped bone and swing to safety, and they do not roll. Unfortunately, we don't have a whip on us, and I'm kind of wishing we brought one because that would be very cool. So everyone is going to roll here. Let's order them out like that. We roll our 4 dice, top to bottom. Get an 8, a 6, oh, a 1, and a 6. I don't like the look of that. Valentine first with the 8. You reach higher ground, caked in mud, but otherwise unscathed. We have a 6 with Lex. You manage to scramble free, but not before taking a serious beating, suffer 2 event damage to your body, and archive all fragile and soluble gear in your gear grid. Whoa. Been caught by this one before. Thankfully, the Zanbato is frail, not fragile. Oh. All right, what about that 1, huh? Who's that? That's our red savior? No, that's Ender. You're violently swept along, drowning in mud. Suffer 2 event damage to a random hit location and archive all fragile and soluble gear in your gear grid. And roll again on the table. Oh! And then our red savior has that 6 as well. That's hectic. Let me just quickly record those. So Lex gets 2 damage to the body. Ender suffers 2 damage to the chest, to the body. That's okay. And Red Fury, she's got 2 to the body as well. Okay. All right, let's roll again for Ender. 3. Is that better? It is. That's another 2 damage to the body. But at least we are free of the mudslide, guys. Whew. All right. Into overwhelming darkness now. Let's do this. All right, so we're gonna have Lex walk the path of the brave, Valentine and Ender, they're going to walk the path of the insane, and unfortunately Fury, well, she's got no courage, nor is she insane, so she's going to be rolling on the path of the doomed. Let's see how we go. Yikes. 6. Oh, that came out of nowhere and was an 8. And 2. All right, Lex with her 2 punches herself in the face and gains a -1 accuracy token. Who is next? We have Valentine with the 6. She was insane. You shriek and lash out. All survivors suffer 1 event damage to a random hit location. Oh, we roll. Chest. Oh my goodness. A little bit of a change there. Ender and his 8. A huge eye stares at you from the darkness. It scares you sane. Set your insanity to 1 and gain the post-traumatic stress disorder. Oh, I do not like that. Finally, Fury. A pall of doom falls over you. Gain -3 luck tokens for the duration of the showdown. Oh, no critical hits for you. All right, so Ender with his post-traumatic stress, he's not going to be able to take part in any endeavors this phase, nor will he contribute to anything. And he has to skip the next hunt to recover. So that is an annoying one there. But that is it for our overwhelming darkness. Let's push on through. We've got a hunt phase here. We've got a Screaming Antelope hunt event here. Grazing Field. Acanthus leaves sprout from the crevices in the stone ground. The survivors spend time gathering and eating the small leaves. Each survivor may heal 1 hit location of their choice, restoring all injury levels and armor points. Wow! That's amazing. So happy right now. If any survivor has a sickle, we don't. It doesn't matter. We get to heal up. Oh yeah. Ender, Lex, Valentine, and Fury all heal up at the body location. And now we've got to roll a random hunt event, but I'm not too phased. That's a pretty decent trade-off. Oh, can you see the Screaming Antelope there? He's so close now. We got 60. Oh, this is an interesting one. Wildfire. A massive wall of flame obstructs the survivors, incinerating the ground. It has destroyed whatever awaited the survivors and left chaos in its wake. Archive all hunt event cards in the next 2 hunt spaces and place 2 basic hunt event cards in those spaces. That's pretty nice. Who knows what was there? Do we want to find out? Vomit pile. All right. Let's bring one of those random hunt event cards back and push through here. Firstly, this one. We roll 74. Antler gouged. A great battle for dominance between 2 enormous antelopes has left the stone-faced ground gouged with crisscrossing scars. Each survivor rolls 1d10. Please no 2s here, people. No 1s or 2s. All right. From top to bottom, an 8, that's good. A 9, that's even better. An 8 is solid. Why are all these coming out now? We better roll well in this hunt, otherwise I'm blaming it on that set of rolls. So our 8s, tread over the destroyed faces, but our 9 and 10, you find a loosened stone and gain a founding stone starting gear. So both Fury and Valentine have a decision to make. Do they archive one piece of gear in their gear grid to gain the founding stone? And I think that could be a pretty cool idea. We would of course be losing the survivors' lanterns, and that would mean we'd have to spend two of our endeavors to rebuild them so we can have more survivors depart. But 2 free wounds. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we have our founding stones there, replacing 2 of our survivors' lanterns. Hectic stuff. I wonder if this is a good call. Time will tell, of course. Okay, so that is our next event, or our second last random hunt event. I always say this way too early, but I'm just hoping this is our last random event. Let's roll. 85. Test of courage. Lava flows from the eyes of a huge grimacing stone face. Its gritted teeth hold a worn sword. If there are any survivors with 6 or more courage, choose one to brave the lava. They gain the adventure sword rare gear. If no one can test their mettle, the group moves on with a feeling of inadequacy. Okay. Oh my god, snap. Lex, you bloody ripper. 6 points of courage. That is amazing. We gain an adventure sword. Here it is, the adventure sword. It's a 3 speed sword, unique, irreplaceable. Your courage is added to this weapon's strength. So it starts off with El Zilcho, but as long as you've got a little something in the courage barrel there, this thing can become a monster. So that is very cool. All right, so Lex has currently got... we could probably get rid of either the Lucky Charm or the Dried Arcanthus. She's carrying the Final Lantern, and I don't really want to lose that at all. So I'm thinking we'll lose the Dried Arcanthus here. In doing that, I'm sure she's probably going to get like a severe injury that tops her. But that's okay, that will do. And well, almost there, right? Wait, that is it. Our very last encounter, the random encounter, is done. We are now head to head with the Screaming Antelope. Far out. Let's get in there and give it our best. All right, here we are at the showdown board, but just before we officially arrive here, I just want to change a little something I did during that hunt phase. See, I've gone ahead and edited the departing phase and the hunt phase, and I noticed something that I did not pick up on. You see, if I was to cash in this Survivor's Lantern, enabling me to pick up the Founding Stone on Valentine, well, I would lose this connected red affinity on the Lantern armor there, and I would lose that +2 bonus to movement that I desperately need in this encounter. So I'm going to go ahead and backpedal on that one, keeping the Survivor's Lantern and foregoing one of our newly gained Founding Stones. You guys understand, right? So yeah, I think that's all I needed to change there. I will insert something if I remember, but otherwise I think we're good to go. So welcome to the level 3 Antelope. We have officially arrived, and there he is standing out in the distance there, ready to trample through our survivors. It's going to be fantastic. As usual, we've got a ton of Arcanthus plants floating around, and we've gained the toppled pillar over here, and an iron deposit which I've placed along the board edge far away from everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I might have to move that away one more. Yes, I do. Okay, so that's quite far away, but that's okay. I don't think we're going to be concentrating on that as usual. Our main focus here is to take down the Antelope. For those of you that haven't seen the level 3 Screaming Antelope, he's pretty tough. He's got +2 damage tokens, +2 speed, and an evasion token, which means it's going to be a little bit harder for us to hit. as usual, he's got his diabolical trait, which it's going to be like a redux version of this one today, because I learned something since the last encounter that is going to change the way that works for us. But anyway, we've got Trample here, which gives us an effect when the monster collides with a survivor, they suffer damage equal to the monster's level to a random hit location. And it does get worse than that, but we'll catch on to that in a sec. Hypermetabolism here. Whenever the monster consumes terrain or gear, the monster gains a +1 speed token. Wowza, that is a tough one. And the most feared one for me, Legendary Horns. The Screaming Antelope is impossibly old. The monster gains +4 toughness tokens and a +1 speed token. So we add that to his pile of growing tokens, and of course 4 more toughness. And I'm just gonna put them down as well. There they are for pretty's sake. Okay, next up, when a survivor with less than 5 courage ends their act adjacent to the Screaming Antelope, they suffer 1 brain damage per monster level. And finally, when the monster is defeated, gain the Legendary Horns Strange Resource. Oh, for some reason I had in my mind that the trample effect doubles the damage as well, but that is the White Lion's special ability with his dragon claw and whatever that thing is. Luckily, we're not facing him today. So, as with any hunt, the monster is going to go first, so we're going to go ahead and draw his very first AI card for the day. We have Run Down. Full move in the direction the monster is facing and turn to face the closest survivor. So we're going to head straight down. How many? He's got 8 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's not going to quite reach our survivors just yet. But here is the kicker, guys. Pick target, knock down survivor in range 12. No one's knocked down, so it's going to be the closest survivor in range 12. And that is going to be Valentine. A nice one. So to close the distance, we could move it twice and then attack, but we're not going to be doing that. We're just going to move that 1 space forward, and with a speed of 4 and accuracy of 2+, we're going to get rolling for damages. Now Valentine's got 2 evasion, so that's going to help out here a little bit. It's going to be 4 dice hitting on 4+. All right. Looks like 2 hits. We've got a 3 and a 1 that count as misses. So the 7 and the 9. Let's roll our hit location dice. We have body and waist. Just notice that that is way out of position. I'm going to put that up there out of the way. Okay, so body and waist. Now with only 3 damage per location, I think we can afford to take it. So Valentine cops it sweet. All right. Now we check our diabolical trait, and we do have a survivor in the trample zone. So our antelope is going to full move forward and land directly on top of her. Now this is going to cause knockback 5. So we're going to send her back that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knock down and 3 damage to a random hit location. The legs today. So that is the end of the Screaming Antelope's opening attack. We're going to have all survivors stand up if they were knocked down, and we're going to get stuck into the survivor's first activation. I'm just going to move on in so we have everything in a nice field of view. All right, so I think, well, I may as well get stuck in with Valentine, but maybe not. I think I might attack with the Red Savior first. Now she's actually in range, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of weird to think. But I am going to kind of move so we're not in that trample zone for next turn, hopefully. So we're just going to move up to the corner there and then swing with that Lance of Longinus. So we've got 2 dice hitting on 5s here. 3 and a 5. So 1 hit there. Let's draw our hit location and see what we're pulling. The giant teeth, a super dense location. Now, if we had a frail piece of gear here, that would be really bad for us, but we don't, so we're happy. What do we got? 14 strength against a total of 16. Guys and gals, we only need a roll of 2+ here to make the wound. Yeah, we pull a 7, which is good enough for us, and we discard the card with no ill effect. We do, however, gain a nice little bonus and a -1 toughness token for the antelope. Now I'm just going to go ahead and remove one of his many +1 toughness tokens. That is going to help out for sure. Now I think I'm going to surge here, and instead of attacking... No, I'm going to attack again. We'll surge and attack again. I was considering using the founding stone, but not yet. We're going to wait until we absolutely need it for that one. 1 survival down, another 2 dice, 5+. Haha, a perfect hit. Unfortunately, we've got nothing to assist us there, and the other one was a miss. So we draw our hit location, which has a reflex on it. The monster turns to face the attacker. Well, let's just turn around that way because we're corner to corner here. It's not going to affect too much. And again, we need that 2+. It's a 9, which is a very nice here. And that is our 2nd wound on this beast. All right, next, the survivor to take a swing. Let's go ahead and get Lex in there. We'll move her up just 1 space here and swing with that Zanbato. Now it's going to be 1 dice on a 5+ for us. Unfortunately, it's going to be a 6+. We have a -1 accuracy. The Antelope has a +1 evasion. It's all bad news here. So let's go ahead and hope we get that 6+. Big hit. Again, we don't have anything to utilize that perfect hit, but that's okay. We make the hit and we are aiming for the furry tail. You strike the magnificent bushy tail. Cool. 11 strength against 15 toughness. We're gonna need a 4+. But the kicker for us here is that we're going to be critically wounding on an 8, 9, 10. Yeah, let's roll. Oh, it's a natural critical hit. Anyway, we didn't even need our luck. So we get the wound and 1 Screaming Antelope resource. The Screaming Antelope is off balance and the monster gains a -1 accuracy token. Cool. For our resource, we gain the bladder. There it is. All right, well, what's next for us then? We may as well surge to attack again. We are still going to need that 6+ though. It's a pain, but it's a necessary evil. It's a 4. No good. We miss that one. Now I'm thinking we might dash just so we can get out of that range as well. Nah, let's not. Let's stay there. All right, so who's going to be next? Oh, I almost forgot to discard a 2nd AI card for that hit with the Zanbato. Cool. All right. Who is next? Should we attack with Ender? Or yeah, let's go for Ender. So it's going to be a 6+ with the Twilight Sword. Let's give it a bash, shall we? Oh, it's a 1, and so that is not going to be a hit. We may as well. He hasn't got heaps of survival, does he? All right, I guess we're not going to surge there, but I will move out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere like that. Out in the distance there. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this Twilight Sword. It's certainly very hard to hit with, and it doesn't do all the damage that I'd like it to do. All right, who is next? We've only got 1 left, and it's going to be Valentine. So let's move her right in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, not going to happen. We'll move her right in next to the Antelope there and get her swinging. So it's going to be 2 dice on a 5+ here. Yes, 2 actual hits. Good stuff. All right, our first hit is going to be at the Restless Muzzle. If you hit with a club or a shield, you clobber the monster and gain +2 luck when attempting to wound this location. I love it. Uh-oh, Restless Eye. The Screaming Antelope's massive eyes glisten with human-like fear. If the attacker is insane, cancel all hits and end their attack. Damn it. All right, well, we've got to surge, right? Right. Again, 2 dice. Only 1 hit this time. Would have been nicer last time. What do we got here? The Restless Hoof. If attacking with a melee weapon, it is kicked out of reach. So this has a failure on it, and bad stuff will happen if we fail. So let's not do that. So it's 9 base strength. We're going to roll the dice because it has sharp. Thank you, Lantern Armor. Nice. That is going to boost our strength so much that we only need a 2+ to make this wound. And a 3 will do it. Good work. All right, so let's move into the Screaming Antelope's turn. And guess what, people? You know it. I've already forgotten the death dice once. So I'm just going to put this out here so we can all see it. I'm not going to rewind because I suck. But we move into the Antelope's activation. We draw his first AI card for the turn. Back kick. We have a survivor in the blind spot. So that is the target. It's going to be a 4-speed attack. And it's going to hit on a 3+, 4+ thanks to the accuracy, and 6+ thanks to Lex's evasion. 4 dice, 6+. And they all hit. Let's find out where. All right, we have 2 chest, a waist, and a legs. Let's dodge one of those chest hits. And we're gonna cop 5 damage to each of those locations. And straight up, that is a light wound at all 3. All right, so we hit up the diabolical trait and we have 2 survivors in the trample zones. So let's go ahead and randomize. We'll go odds at the top, evens at the bottom. Odds at the top it is. So the Antelope turns to face. Now he's going to go ahead and move 8 places straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, way out of there. And of course, Valentine is going to get knocked down here, suffering 3 damage to the chest. Okay, we're into the survivor's activation. We'll have her stand up. Where is the death dice going to now? We move from Lex, we move to Ender. So I'm going to put that over there with him. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Obviously, not much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. We're going to have to dash if we're going to make it all the way to the blind spot there. And I think that's probably a good call, especially while we've got that dice on us. So we'll start with Ender. We'll move him straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over here. Dash it up, and in we go. Let me just record that will drop to survival. All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll the attack on the Twilight Sword. For us, it's going to be 2 dice hitting on 5s. That's much better. Now, I've just quickly gone back on a hunch and watched the last video that Ender was in because I was sure he had 3 weapon proficiency back then. And it looks like I was right. If you look back to Lantern Year 25 in the opening scene there, I say that he had the 3rd point of weapon proficiency, which means he has 4 now, guys. I must have forgotten to fill it in. I'm going to have to check that whole thing out. But this affects us in such beautiful ways. Our specialization goes from not just ignoring cumbersome, but we now may ignore slow and we gain 2 speed, which means we're going to be rolling 3 dice plus our death dice here. I knew there was a reason we kept this guy around. All right, let's roll for this one. It is going to be 4 dice and it's going to be 4+. Much better. Okay, unless you roll like crap. But we do actually manage to pull 1 hit here, so let's find out where that is. We have the Restless Ear. If we hit this with a club or a shield, unfortunately we didn't. We would gain 2 luck. So we're just going to roll for this one. We've got 9 base strength on the weapon. We have a 4 strength on the body. 13 against a total of 15. We just need that 2+. Oh no! We get the failure. Boo. What a waste. I'm going to have to surge again. I want to celebrate the fact that we're rolling more dice here now, guys. 3 dice. 3 dice, 4+. Much better. We actually get 3 hits there. First of this being the Restless Shank. It has a wound reflex there. We have the Restless Chest, another wound reflex, and then the Restless Rump. Now, I'm going to kind of order them a little bit like this, because I don't want that Screaming Antelope to run too far away. Ooh, maybe not. Let's just go for this Restless Chest. How about that? Let's hope we wound this one, because I don't want to die too quickly. Again, we're just going to need that 2+. 3+. My bad, guys. My bad. Yeah, we actually get it. All right, so we get the wound reflex on here, which is going to kind of cancel out everything else we had going on there. Turn the Screaming Antelope to face the attacker and full move in a straight line. Now, there is a reason I did this one. This next attack here would have given us a pretty solid knock to the body, and this one here would rush the Antelope even further out of the way, and I'd rather keep him close. So we turn around and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to pop him right up against the board edge there, knocking down Valentine, and himself on the way through. Let's roll for damage for these guys. We'll go Ender first, who suffers 3 damage to the legs. And Valentine, who's just soaking him up today, another one to the chest. It's like the Antelope knows he's completely ruined the armor at that location, and she suffers a light wound. That's 8 armor he's gotten rid of. Crazy. I'm gonna have our Red Savior activate next. 2 dice on a 4+ here. Oh, picked up a different dice, but that's fine. 2 massive hits there. Nothing to make use of the perfect hit in there, but that's okay. Where are we hitting? First, oh, it's a wailing slide trap. The screaming antelope panics, its undermouth unleashing an inhuman wail. It bucks wildly and leaps into the air. The attacker is doomed, and all survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level, 6 brain damage in total, and knock back 5. Woo! And knock down. Crazy. Let's resolve that first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she's out of there as well. Lex gets knocked down to 9 points of insanity, while Valentine loses her last point. Yikes. Let's resolve the rest of this one here. The monster lands on its belly and begins to slide on its teeth. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and move forward in a straight line. On collision, non-deaf survivors gain 1 random disorder in addition to normal collision moves. Well, let's move him on. I know it says in a straight line, so he can't actually go any further straight. So we may as well move him to the right. I know I kind of flip-flop on this rule, but it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's right into the corner there. We'll go ahead and shuffle that hit location deck back up. And I'm thinking we might move her in for the attack. Obviously, we haven't moved her yet, so this will be her first movement activation. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll move her in that corner position now. I'll just zoom in a little. And then we're going to surge to attack again with the lance. Again, 2 dice, 6+. All right, 1 hit there. Let's find out where. Boom. The Restless Hoof. Now, this has a failure on it, which is not a good one because I like our weapon here. See what sort of strength we have. We're only gonna need that 2+. Hey, just. All right, another wound down, so pretty happy there. Not sure what to do about our other survivors. They're all so far away, and I don't think I want to use any of their activations or anything like that. So, I'm just gonna leave everyone knocked down. That will do for our activation, people. That will do. We'll draw the Antelope's AI card, and we get Gore. Full move in the direction the monster is facing, and turn to face the closest survivor. Well, after the slide, he'd be facing that way. So let's slide him up the board edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We turn to face the closest survivor. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it could go either way here. Next, we've got to pick the target, and this is going to be a random survivor in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 3 survivors in range, so I'm going to grab the cards here. Fury, Valentine, and Ender here. Let's shuffle up. Shuffle in, shuffle in. I don't actually know where any of these are anymore. And bang! It is going to be Red Savior Fury. So we're going to move an attack. It's going to be moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move it right up there. 4 speed, 5+. Man, that was a 5 as well, I think. So that was all hit. Oh, let's find out where. 2 waist, legs, and head. Well, let's go ahead and dodge one of those waist hits. And then, wow, we're going to suffer, what's that, 3 damage to each location there. Not to worry though, we're still doing pretty well for armor there. As an after damage effect though for this gore, the target is knocked down. Everybody's knocked down, hooray. We check out Diabolical. Of course, we have a survivor in the trample zone, so he's going to full move straight through here, causing another 3 damage to the arms location. We are getting pummeled out here, guys. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get everyone back on their feet. Kind of wished I'd moved everyone back down before, but that's okay. We take what we've got. I'm going to start with Fury, and I'm going to move her over to the corner here. I kind of would really like the Antelope to rush back over this way, so I kind of want to stand on the other side of him. 2 dice, 6+ again. 9s, very good. All right, where are we hitting? The gnarled horns first. This has a failure on it. And then we have the restless inner thigh. Both of these are pearlers. Let's go ahead and hit the inner thigh. For us, this is going to be a 2+ roll. Yes, good wound. The wound reflex there. Your attack disables the monster's powerful running muscles. The screaming antelope gains a -1 movement token. Very good. We can now slow him down a little bit, which is cool. Next we have the gnarled horns though, 2+, and we make it there. So the failure doesn't go off and we get to discard another AI card. Let's surge and do it again. 2 dice, 6s. Oh, only 1 there, but it is a good hit too. Let's find out where we're going. The giant tongue, this is a -2 toughness location. So it's still gonna be 2+ for us. Yes, we get the 3 there, a wound. What happens here? Blood and spittle erupt from the screaming antelopes wounded under more. If the wound result is even, suffer 1 brain damage. If the wound result is odd, gain 1 insanity, and that is 1 insanity for us. Good stuff, she needs it. She's now actually insane. Lovely. Unfortunately, we didn't get to push the antelope anywhere there, so we're just gonna have to try and prepare for his next attack, I guess. Let's move our survivors up the top up here, get them out of the way. In fact, let's harvest some stuff while we're hanging around. Valentine first, she's gonna harvest this here Arcanthus. Roll the dice and good stuff will happen with high numbers, and that is a high number. We gain 1 fresh Arcanthus strange resource. Now we can archive this to fully heal 1 hit location, including injury levels and armor points, and I think we might do just that, considering we have, well, no armor left at the chest location. Back up to 8 points she goes, well played. We're gonna do the same with Ender up there. We'll roll the dice, and it's 3, so not nearly as good. The result here is find nothing and archive the terrain. Now we could surge and do another one, but we're not going to yet. I am going to move our survivors though. I actually got a little bit excited there and started rolling for Ender when I should have moved Valentine first. So let's get her down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. And then we'll do Ender's stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll move him down as well. Cool. Well, lastly, we've got Lex, and I'm thinking we might keep her around. I will move her just 1 space ahead, and we're going to try and grab some ore from that ore vein. We do need to roll pretty high here, though, but nah. We find nothing and archive the terrain. It's okay, though. Don't mind having a survivor hanging out there. Let's go ahead, move back in to the Screaming Antelope's activation. So let's go ahead and draw the Screaming Antelope's next AI card, and we get Bite. This is going to be the closest survivor in field of view, and that of course is going to be Fury. So we're going to move him over and go for the attack. This is going to be 4 dice here, hitting on 5s. Oh yes, much better. That was a 0 hits there, and we are going to now resolve the diabolical trait. We have 2 survivors in the trample zone, so we're going to roll the dice to find out which way he goes. We're going to go odds to the top, evens to the left here. I'm hoping for evens. Evens it is, perfect. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. He is way out of there. Now that is the end of our Screaming Antelope's activation, but look at the positioning on our survivors. This is fantastic. Let's start with Fury, who is so far away, but she's in range of a dash here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna move her. Is she on screen now? No, she's not. Let me move over. There she is after her first movement activation. We're gonna spend a point of survival to dash in there. Right into the blind spot down the bottom there. Shamefully, I've forgotten the death dice again. It's currently sitting with Valentine. Put that there. Terrible, this thing, man. All right, let's attack. 2 dice, 5+. We've got a 1 and a 9 back there, so that is enough for me. Let's draw, find out where we're hitting, and it's going to be the Restless Shoulder. Now, if we wound, there's a wound reflex, but on a 2+, I think we're going to probably hit it. Yeah, we do. So we discard an AI card. What does this thing do for us? Your blow clips the Screaming Antelope's shoulder and it jumps back. Turn to face the attacker, then without turning, move the monster 1 space directly away from the attacker and cancel all hits now out of range. So that's kind of cool for us. Bang, like that. And now the blind spot is open to Lex. Let's get in there and attack with the Zambato, huh? So it's going to be 1 dice on the 6+ here. We make it with the 6. Good, good, good. What do we got? The Restless Rump. It has a reflex. Ooh, this is a tough one. He's actually going to charge straight on through here. We want that critical wound, so that doesn't happen. 11 strength against 15 toughness. 4+. And we get the critical wound too, because we have a ton of luck sitting around. We have a luck on the charm. We have a luck on the Zambato for deadly. This is fantastic for us. The critical wound reflex is gain 1 Screaming Antelope resource. Fantastic. And we get to ignore that reflex up there. And for our troubles, we get 2 wounds. Nailed it. As for the Screaming Antelope resource, we score the Muscly Gums. Good work. Well, let's surge and do that again. She's down to 5 points of survival. We need another 6+. And it is a 5, unfortunately. Let's run Valentine in, and I'm not going to forget the death dice here. This is going to be 3 dice hitting on 3+. 2 hits there. Very good, very good. Our first hit is going to be the giant teeth. Now, this is a super dense location, not to worry for us. Wow, that was lucky. If we'd hit with the Zambato there, it would have been gone. Next, we have the Restless Ear here as well. And because we hit with a club, we gain +2 luck when attempting to wound this location. Cool. Well, let's do the giant teeth first. Oh, I don't know. Let's do it like that. 9 strength, but we're also going to roll for our sharp that we gain, which is going to be a total of 17. And that means, well, 2+ for us. Yeah, just sneaking in there. Cool. And then the Restless Ear comes up again. Let's roll to see how much strength we gain from sharp. Only 2 points this time. Still going to be 11 strength against 15. 4+, and we get a critical wound on an 8, a 9, or a 10. All right, we don't get the crit, but we do get the wound. Well done. Now, I'm thinking we might dash out of the way here. Things are getting a little bit crowded in that blind spot. So let's go 1, 2, 3 like that. And that will, of course, cost Lex 1 point of survival. Oh, crap. Let's not do that. I forgot to surge. Let's surge, shall we? This is going to be 2 dice for us. 3+. Yeah, 2 hits there. We have our Restless Shank, which has a wound reflex on it, and the Restless Muzzle, which has the club benefit as well. Let's go ahead and try and wound this one first this time. 9 strength, we'll add some strength for sharp. Total of 13. Against 15, we only need the 2+ here. Big numbers though. Oh, not big, but we do get our wound. The Restless Shank, let's roll to see how much strength we gain. 5, 2+ for the wound. Yeah, we get it with the 7 over there. Cool. All right, doing pretty well here, guys. Now, I am going to move her like I said before, so let's move her up and out of there, and then we're all caught up. She has 3 points of survival left. Let's move him straight down next to the Antelope there. And we'll get rolling. We have 3 dice with the Twilight Sword. 3 dice. And 5+ for the hit. 1, 2 hits there. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? The Restless Eye. Now this has a first strike location and I'm not a fan of this one. So unfortunately, this one comes through first. The Screaming Antelope's massive eyes glisten with human-like fear. The attacker is insane, so we have to cancel all hits. Bummer. Well, I'm not going to surge or anything like that here. I'm just going to pass it on over to the Antelope's activation. What do we got? Infested. When this comes into play, the monster gains a +1 toughness token. Annoying. Chuck that on the pile. Ooh. All right. Discovering the ticks is gruesome. Roll 1d10 for each survivor on a result of 6+. Suffer 1 brain damage per monster level. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna roll clockwise. A 2, a 7, a 4, and a 1. So pretty decent rolling there. Only 1 survivor is going to suffer the brain damage, and that is going to be Valentine. Oh, that's bad for us. Because we've got a brain trauma there. Oh. Now, thankfully, we have the accept darkness principle, which means we get to add +2 to whatever we roll here. Let's see what she gets. A 6 turns into an 8. Lunacy, gain a random disorder, and 1d5 insanity. Not the worst it could be. Let's find out what sort of insanity she gets. It's only going to be 2 points. As for the disorder, we have Rageaholic. Whenever you suffer a severe injury, also suffer the frenzy brain trauma. I actually think that's what she had before she had her memory wiped with the Phoenix back there. That's pretty nuts. Is that it? No, it's not. We have to draw another AI card, and then there's a little effect here that's going to go off occasionally. When a survivor ends their act adjacent to the monster, roll 1d10, and on a result of 1 or 2, they are infested with ticks and gain a -1 strength token. Not good here. Alright, so let's draw his next AI card, and it's going to be Back Kick. And we do have the survivor sitting there, and unfortunately for us, it's Valentine. So, she suffers a 4-speed attack. It is going to hit on 6s, though, so not so bad for us. Unless 3 out of 4 of them hit. Whoa. Let's find out where. Waist, and head. Now, this is going to be 5 damage per hit. So I'm going to dodge one of those waist hits here. Even still though, we suffer 5 damage to the waist location there, leaving us with absolutely no armor. And 4 points of armor left on the head. So doing alright there, but it's not fantastic. Alright, next we check the diabolical trait, and we have the 3 survivors in the trample zone. So we're going to go ahead and randomize again for those 3 survivors there, and we will just see what happens. Randomize, thinking of other things, and I think we're good. So it's going to be this one here. Bang. Man, Valentine does not catch a break. Alright, so the Antelope turns and runs straight through her into the corner of the board there. She gets knocked down and suffers 3 points of damage to the arms location. Alright, so we'll stand her up at the beginning of the survivor's activation, and let's see what we can do here. Now, I'm just going to see if I can ditch some of that glare, make it a little bit darker, but I think it looks prettier to see some board and less lamplight. That's okay though. So this is what we've got starting off here. Question is though, who has the death dice? Thank goodness it's Lex. Let's get in there. Into the blind spot. I mean, right into the blind spot down the bottom there. And we're going to be rolling 2 dice with that Zanbato. 6+. 2 hits. Alright, so we've got the Restless Tiny Hands. Now this has a failure on it, and the Restless Flank, which has a reflex, and not a particularly bad one either. So I think we'll go in this order here, hoping to do some good solid wounds. What do we need? So we have 11 strength against 15 toughness, 4+. It's a 9. Look, it's a 9. So we get our critical wound there. What do we got? Gain 1 Screaming Antelope resource. Blood runs down the Screaming Antelope's side. Hey, this is the one that we hit properly before. The blood loss weakens the monster and it gains a -1 toughness token. Oh, actually, it gained that toughness token back, didn't it? I forgot about that. Luckily, we rolled so well. All right, so that's 2 wounds, and wow, we are running low on AI cards. I'm going to have to shuffle up. And that leaves us with 3 to go. The restless tiny hands here, people. 4 plus. It's a 7. We do make it. Now, unfortunately, nah. It's not going to be a critical wound for us there. But at least we don't have to resolve the failure. 2 more AI cards gone, and that leaves us with 1 card left. Now, so we don't suffer the wrath of the infested trait here, when a survivor ends their act adjacent to the monster, blah, 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 we're going to get the heck out of there and just move up to the corner. So 1, 2, that will of course cost 1 survival to dash, but I think pretty worth it in this case. Let's finish this. We've got 2 wounds left. Who are we going to send in? Who has the armor to withstand our red savior? Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to have to dash, but that's okay. She's still got a couple left to end it here. So she's down to 2 survival. We've moved in. Let's attack with... Actually, we don't have... Oh, no, let's stay there. 2 dice. 5 plus here. And 2 hits. Booyah! We can have it finished right here, right now. Damn it. So we know how this one goes. The screaming antelope panics, its undermouth unleashes the inhuman roar, the attacker is doomed. Suffered 2 brain damage per monster level, knockback 5 and knockdown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's back to where she started, or a little closer. And 6 brain damage. She's going to be rolling on the trauma table. All right. Again, we get the +2 to the roll. And just as well, we've rolled terribly there. Memory loss. Brilliant for us. Lose 2 levels of weapon proficiency. Guess what? We don't have any weapon proficiency. Thank goodness. I love Accept Darkness. Don't go anywhere without it, people. We'll resolve the rest of the trap, though. The monster lands on its belly, begins to slide on its teeth, turn the monster directly away from the attacker, and full move forward in a straight line. So that, for us, is going to be 7 spaces up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, well, we've still got a couple of survivors left to activate and only 2 wounds left to get rid of. I don't like our odds of getting up there. I haven't, of course, counted the spaces, and I will do that shortly, but it could be worthwhile luring him back down somehow. All right, I've shuffled the hit location deck. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, oh. Ender can finish this. What about Valentine? Can she? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Valentine can too, and the fact that she can score critical wounds easier means I'm gonna send her up. That, and she's got way more survival than anyone else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll move up here, and then we will dash, boom, straight up into that blind spot. Let's get up there. All right, she chases down the screaming antelope. We have 2 dice with us. We're hitting on 4s. A 9 and a 9. 2 perfect hits thanks to our timeless eye. And that means this monster is going to get a -1 speed token until the end of the round, which lasts until the end of the survivor's turn here. So it will affect any reflexes should we catch them. Let's find out where we're hitting. Hey, first up, we have the Restless Shoulder. It has a wound reflex. Your blow clips the screaming antelope's shoulder and it jumps back. This would put it out of range of any other attack. So let's see what this one is. This is a reflex. And we'll be turning the monster to face away from the attacker, full moving forward in a straight line. All right, well, let's... Let's go like this, hitting that Restless Shoulder first. 9 strength, we'll add the roll for sharp. 10 strength. We're gonna need 5 pluses to wound this one here. 2 does not make it. So we don't get our wound reflex there at all. 'Tis a shame. We have a Restless Rump next. Let's roll the dice and see how much strength we can add to that. 5, much better. So a total of 14, we only need a 2+ to make the wound here. And we do it with the 6, good job. So we'll discard that hit location and lose the last AI card. The antelope is then going to full move forward in a straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all he's got in him, and he's far away in the distance there. All right. Well, let's see what our other survivors are going to do, huh? Well, Ender's just kind of chilling, so we may as well get him to harvest a little something something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put him up against the Arcanthus plant there. Let's roll the dice, see what he can harvest. With a 5, he finds something tasty and consumes it, gaining a survival in the process. Nice, and we archive that terrain. All right, that does it for our activation here. Let's go see what the Antelope wants to do, huh? He is quite far away. All right, no AI card. So we do his basic activation, and it's going to be closest. And it's going to be closest knockdown survivor in range. Now, we do have one knockdown survivor, but they're not in range. So the Antelope is going to graze. Oh, this is annoying. Full moves towards the closest Arcanthus plant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to jump right on top of it there. We're going to archive the terrain, and he's going to gain one of his hit points back, which means we take the top card from the wound deck and add it to the bottom of the pile of AI cards. For us, though, there is no pile, so he's actually got a card left in there and an extra wound to be taken. Now, he's also got this other kind of annoying thing. That hypermetabolism trait grants him a +1 speed token, which means this guy is an absolute monster. Well, we knew that, but anyway, +4 speed, crazy. So we check the Diabolical card, and we currently don't have any survivors in the trample zone, so he's just going to go ahead and full charge forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, we could go ahead and stop him in his tracks, spending survival, surging, getting the final blow in before he has a chance to move, but I like the fact that he's back down with the rest of our survivors. That being said, though, we enter the survivor's activation yet again. I am going to have Fury stand up, although I'm not sure if she's going to participate. Really, I just want to get Lex in there to finish it off and potentially get a critical hit in the process. So let's just move her in to the blind spot behind the Antelope there, and we're going to roll 1 dice, and we'll be hitting on that 6+. All right, a 3 is no good for us, so we will surge to do that again. That is our last survival, though, but I'm fairly confident we can finish it here. Yeah, we actually pull the 7 there, and where are we going for? This is the giant teeth, and it's a super dense location, which means we are archiving our weapon at the end of this attack. This is an epic last blow. I'm sure it is crashing against the legendary horns there. Oh, all right, let's see if we can do this. 6 + 5 is 11, need 4. Guys and gals, we need just a 4 to finish this showdown. And we get, oh, you can't see it. We get a 10, yeah. And only very rarely are they close enough that I can warrant a move of the camera. You have no idea. Anyway, we get the critical hit. We gain a Screaming Antelope resource. It's another beast steak for us. We are going to be chowing down like champions. But guess what else, people? That AI card is gone, and we deal the final blow. Scrap that, guys and gals. I do have one more AI card. It was shuffled into the hit location deck. I spotted it. I'm annoyed, but that's okay. That was still pretty cool. It's not the final strike, though. Let's actually finish this, yeah? We could go with Ender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just too far away from the bug patch. I'm thinking we might as well quickly farm some Arcanthus, potentially. Yes, we will. That is kind of cool. Fresh Arcanthus for us. And now we'll end it. Yeah. So, we could go with Fury. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Valentine is close to the bug patch. Let's send her up. I'm putting a lot of pressure on Fury here, guys, just so you know, but it doesn't matter. Let's roll at the bug patch. We get an 8, which is a random vermin resource for us. What are we picking up with us? The Cyclops Fly. This is one of the ones that can give us accuracy, or absolute death, but that is still pretty cool. And now let's send in Fury for the kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to be able to get all the way into the blind spot, but corner to corner, we're going to take a shot with the Lance of Longinus. 2 dice, 6 plus, not great odds. But we get 1. For the kill, the restless inner thigh. Let's wound it. Let's wound it. What do we need? 2 plus? 14 strength, 2 plus it is. Let's do this. That's a lantern, boys and gals. Do we get any cool things for that? It's a degenerating wound one. We unfortunately do not get any resources for that critical wound. That's okay though. We do actually kill the antelope here. I'm just going to quickly double check that hit location deck, but I am now confident. Look, there it is. There's our discard pile. Yeah, all hit locations. We've done it, guys and gals. We've done it. All right, so for the win here, we get 6 basic resources. The monster bone, monster hide, questionable resource, another monster hide. We get 2 more here, another monster bone, and another questionable resource. So that is great for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. As for the screaming antelope resources, we get 8. Yeah. The large flat tooth, a spiral horn, screaming brain, shank bone. How many is that? Because we are running low. That is 4 there. 5, another shank bone. 6, another large flat tooth bone. 7, the shank bone. And 8, a pelt. Madness. Now, thanks to our scavenging kit, we can draw an additional resource, and I'm going to test my luck at the basic resources. I kind of like getting the love juice, so hopefully it's a monster organ. Not quite. We can actually transmute this thing into that, but yeah, anyway, that's cool. Look at all of our amazing resources here. So much going on. Very, very happy. Very happy. Now, for killing our level 3 Screaming Antelope again, we get another legendary horns, thank you, and some more black lichen, which I have back in settlement storage. I think there's only 1 card there. Let me go grab that. And here the black lichen is. So a very, very successful hunt for us. Tons of resources to play around with. Hopefully we can build some of the more powerful gear off of this. I'm very excited. Cool. All right, let's send our survivors home. Yay! All right, so we have 4 returning survivors here. 1, 2, 3, and our 4th one, well, they have post-traumatic stress, so they don't contribute any endeavors, nor may they endeavor themselves. So just 3 of these for us today. Now, we've got a couple of things to do before we go too far in. Start off by updating the timeline, filling in Lantern Year 28. Guys and gals, we are now in Lantern Year 28. So close to the end. Oh my God. 1 or 2 things happening here. First off, we're going to have to draw a random settlement event. And that for us is going to be another triathlon of death. I absolutely adore this settlement event. So the settlement engages in games of skill. Each player nominates a different survivor. Every nominated survivor determines the score for each possible contest. Survivors' scores determine their place. The settlement only has 1 survivor. Do not roll. They realize they've been competing against themselves and gain +3 insanity, a random disorder, and the last man standing fighting art. So we'll do this pretty shortly. Gonna pick like 4 survivors to run through this stuff. It should be pretty fun. But actually, yeah, let's do that now. All right, here we go. So I'm chosen Valentine, Dryleaf, Null, and a new survivor, number 29, who I will name after this triathlon. What I've done is I've got a dice for each of them here. So I've got Valentine as the red dice, Dryleaf as the bone dice, Null as the white one, and survivor number 29 can be the black dice there. Basically what we're going to do is roll the dice for each event, add the associated attribute to the number rolled, and we'll determine our placings from there. So let's go ahead and roll. Whoa, big numbers, and especially from 29 out of the break there. It looks like, Valentine, you are coming 4th. Damn. So Valentine 4th. Coming in 3rd, we have Dryleaf. It's actually going to be survivor number 29 coming in 2nd because In first place, we have Null, who has a grand total of 6 movement. So Null gets boosted up to 7 points of movement. Survivor number 29 gains a point of courage. In third place, Dryleaf takes home the rawhide boots. And then in last place, Valentine, torn Achilles tendon, severe injury. Ouch. She's going to have to skip the next hunt. Bah. All right, into the debate contest. So we're going to be rolling the dice and adding the understanding to each roll. Pretty epic rolls throughout there. Valentine gets boosted up to an 8. Dryleaf all the way up to 15 there. Null goes to a 10. And that is going to be equal. Third, so that's going to be 8 points. I wonder how ties work here. I'm going to go ahead. Maybe we should roll off? Let's roll off. All right. All right, even though Valentine rolls the 2 there, that gets bumped up to a 5 against our number 29's 4. Whoa. For our troubles, though, we get the goodies. Dryleaf taking home the skull. Null gaining a point of understanding. In third place, we have Valentine. She's skipping the next hunt because she's so angry. And then survivor number 29 gains the apathetic disorder. By far one of the most annoying disorders. On to the final contest of the day. We have the fight contest. Let's roll. We're going to be adding strength values to each of these. Oh, okay. Valentine punching in at 11. Null, 9. Dryleaf killing it with a total of 13. And 29 pulling off a 10 thanks to all of those mad birthrights that we get. So, that is a pretty epic round. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Dryleaf gains +1 weapon proficiency. That puts him up to, what's that? That puts him up to 7 spear proficiency, 1 more, and he has mastery. Excellent. Valentine gains +1 permanent strength. So strong. Null gains a fighting art. Leader. How'd you get leader? Cool. And poor old survivor number 29 gets a dismembered arm. Aww. That's it for the Triathlon of Death. We actually have another settlement event. This one is kind of planned, though, based on something that we did last ep. We have the Stranger in the Dark. Here it is, the Stranger in the Dark settlement event. We're going to roll a dice and see what we get. 6. The stranger is dressed in a black ragged cloak that obscures its form. A myriad of strange lanterns hang from chains wrapped around its body. The stranger speaks in a dark, raspy tongue. I am the lamplighter, give me your light. Each player nominates a different survivor to bring him a lantern and rolls 1d10. Oh, I'm going to send Lex in. Now, last time I think I did this, I was told that I only have to send one in because I'm considered to be only one player, and I'm sticking to that. I don't want to send 4 people in. So the reason I'm sending Lex in is because I believe in her. She's doing really well, but she also hasn't used her reroll, and I have a feeling we're probably going to need it. So I need a 7+ here, guys and girls. I need a 7+. Oh. The stranger holds its lantern up to the survivor's face, and the shine fades from their eyes. When the lamplighter leaves, the survivor is found dead. No. I use the reroll. Okay. Thank goodness for rerolls. Big numbers for us. The stranger returns the lantern to the survivors, glowing with a beautiful orange light that adds sparkles to their eyes. They gain +1 courage and +1 permanent strength. All right, we didn't really need the extra strength going from 5 to 6, but she's fast becoming one of my favorite survivors. And we are done for our random settlement events. Go us! We do have one other point to mention here, and that is, well, we're encountering the King's Man level 3 this year. I'm really scared about that. let's just hope we are let's just hope we are prepared enough to get stuck into it. All right, first off, I do have to spend one of these endeavors to build a survivor's lantern. I cached one of these in, or I left it during the hunt so that we could take one of the the founding stone. I forgot to use the founding stone. What an idiot. Oh, what a waste of an endeavor. What are you doing? Anyway, that's what we're doing. We're going to put that in there, get our survivor's lantern back, and then we have 2 more to play with. Now let me figure out what sort of resources we have at the moment, because I want to build some pretty crazy gear. So I'll come back and we'll do that in just a sec. Now, just before I get into things too much here, I do realize that I picked up a bunch of resources that make me give out insanity to my survivors. Got a large flat tooth bone, 2 of those, and a skull. So I'm just going to quickly dish them out. In fact, let's just give all 3 to our red savior, Fury, who currently has none. It's a good start for her. Okay. Now, what do we buy? Well, I've had a bit of a look at the oxidized stuff, and I'm thinking we go ahead and buy one of these lantern glaives. My reasoning here is that this bad boy gets the benefits of both the spear and axe weapon specializations, and we're very, very close to getting our spear specialization on board as well, already achieving the axe. So this is very cool as is. Reach 2, hits on a 6+4 strength, pretty solid, but as soon as we can oxidize this bad boy, stuff gets off the chain. So let's start there. Now this is going to cost us 2 iron, 2 leather, and 2 bones. Well, let's cash in those 2 large flat bones there. We've definitely got 2 leather in the settlement and another 2 iron there. In fact, we'll use one of the iron from the settlement, and we'll use one. I think I've got a card hanging around still. There it is. Boom. So let me just quickly update resource storage. Lovely. So that is done and crafted. Now I've had a bit of a think about, I think last ep I really got keen on crafting, what is it? The rainbow katana and blood sheath. Now these are things I wish I got ages ago, because I just don't have the time to build a specialization in these. So I'm gonna have to leave them off. I'm sorry, I would love to see them in action, I'm sure. Next, I'm really liking the look of the beacon shield here. It gives us this neat, though, the +2 armor to all hit locations and a bit of a block bonus there. It's kind of powerful. But yeah, if we can get it oxidized as well, it's going to be amazing. I think if we get real lucky, we might be able to get 2 more oxidizations in. The other option for us was the lantern sword, but then we got the adventurer's sword, the one that looks like the Adventure Time sword, and that's pretty good. Still have to think there. Do I delve into defense or double down on the offense? Oh, I hate this stuff. For the moment though, let's spend just one of our endeavors at oxidation. We're going to go ahead and boost this bad boy up to its oxidized version. This process is going to cost us 3 organs, 3 bones, 3 leather, which we have at storage, the black lichen, and a cocoon membrane, which we have in resource storage. This will be the last one of those we have. Groovy. All right, that begins the process. Now we have to pay a few more resources. 1 iron and 4 bone. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, and monster bone, 4. We'll cash those in. An iron from the settlement storage. 11 to go. We burn away the lantern glaive and we get the oxidized lantern glaive. It is both a spear and an axe. It is sharp. It has reach 2. On a perfect hit, the edge sharpens even more and we gain even more strength. This is such a wonderful weapon. Not only do we get to combine that little trap thing where if we draw a trap, we have a 30% chance of discarding it, but we also get the bonuses from the axe, which escape me at the moment, but I think they're pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to head over to the exhausted lantern horde with our last endeavor here, and we're going to investigate. And this is just to ensure we'll be able to perform at least one more oxidation before the game is over for us. So I'm going to send Ceres out, so she's got that +2 to investigate rolls. So that means we're kind of hoping for a 5 or a 6 here. And we nail it with the 5. All right. So that 5 gets bumped up to a 7. We add 2 cocoon membrane strange resources to the settlement deck. That's bloody perfect. Now, where did I put the card? Lost it in one of the many decks of this game. Sorry, team, I haven't got it on me. All right, well, that is going to be it for our development. I think if I come up with anything more, I'll add them to the beginning of the next video. But we are done. We're going to move into the Prepare Departing Survivors stage for our next encounter, and it's going to be crazy as King's Man level 3. I have not been looking forward to this. Rest up, and I'll see you next week. Actually, just before we go too far, I will make mention that I did find the cocoon membrane with all of my Phoenix resources from last year. So we might have been able to do a bit more building, but I'll get back to you next ep regarding that stuff. Just wanted to say I did miss a couple of things in the aftermath phase, just regarding aging and weapon proficiency. So, for those playing at home, a Red Savior Fury did hit her very first age milestone. So let's quickly roll for that. We get a total of 8, which for us is going to be a random fighting art. So, I've packed it up. And so we gain Timeless Eye. Oh, Timeless Eye is only good if we can combine it with something else, but that's okay. Maybe a weapon will be good for that. The other thing that I failed to mention was that both Valentine and Lex hit their weapon milestones there, gaining a specialization in the club and the grand weapon. So for the club specialization, something I've not seen in action before, when attacking with a club on a perfect hit, double your wound attempt total on the first selected hit location. That is very handy. Will be very handy going into some of the tougher fights coming up. For the grand weapon specialization, Valentine picks this one up. When attacking with a grand weapon, gain +1 accuracy. When attacking with a grand weapon during your act, if you critically wound, the monster is knocked down. Very nice. So we'll certainly be keeping those handy for our next few encounters. I think that's about everything I missed. So yeah, see you in the outs. Alright, there it is, guys and gals, our very last encounter, probably, with the Screaming Antelope. We've got 3 more years ahead of us. This next one is going to be the King's Man level 3. Then we have a free hunt, which I think I would like to revisit the Phoenix, but we'll have to see about that. And then finally, that Gold Smoke Night and the end of Kingdom Death Monsters 1.5 campaign. Oh, the tension is mounting. It's just getting closer and closer. And the pressure. Oh, so we've got to do well in this next encounter. And then on... Do you think we've got it? Oh, tell you what, I'm very excited to have our new oxidized armor. Sharp just becoming an absolute necessity with these final encounters. We need all the strength that we can get because these weapons, they just don't have the base strength that we need to even penetrate the armor of some of these guys, let alone a level 3 King's Man. Oh. So I'm kind of tossing up between, you know, just walking into this encounter as we are, as prepared now, or if we should actually go ahead and forge that perfect slay, because the strength on that thing, what is it, like 13 strength? It is slow, but it has 3 speed on it if we can unlock the frenzy, or we have someone that can ignore speed. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you want to do down there. Yeah, so I really just want to forge ahead and we'll get stuck into that. So yeah, if you got anything that you want to add to this video, make sure you chuck it down in the comments below. Of course, if you've enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe. Do all those things you guys can do to keep this channel growing. We've just crossed the 600 subscribers mark. Woo! We are forging ahead to that 1,000. That is an epic milestone for us, guys, and that is what I want to hit with you guys. So, all that being said, we are about done. So as always, my name's Michael. This is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.